Right now, the stock market is shifting. The last decade was defined by the rise of big tech, AI, and digital commerce. But the next 10 years will bring even bigger transformations. Industries that are just emerging today will shape the global economy tomorrow. If you know where to look, you can position yourself ahead of the curve. So in this video, we're breaking down the 15 industries that analysts predict will dominate the stock market over the next decade. But of course, we can never know for sure. We've seen how quickly curveballs can come, so be ready for anything. And if you're interested in diving a little further into this, today on the Alux app, we've got an exclusive daily session all about the signs and signals of a winning stock. You can never be sure, but we can learn from history, okay? You can download the app right now and listen to it, and we've got an extra special offer for you. If you download the app, scan this QR code on screen, you'll get 25% off the yearly membership, and I'll be right there with you every step of the way inside that app. Okay, with that said, let's dive into today's video, shall we? Number 1. Biotech and Healthcare. Now, the global biotech market is projected to hit $3.9 trillion by 2030, which means the next decade will be a turning point for biotechnology and healthcare. There's personalized medicine, which is shifting healthcare from a one-size-fits-all approach to customized treatments based on an individual's DNA. Big Pharma is pouring billions into this space, betting the tailored therapies will become the standard. And AI is going to help fast-track the development of new drugs. Usually it takes 10 to 15 years to develop a new drug, and it costs billions. But now, machine learning algorithms can speed up that process. Companies like In Silico Medicine and Benevolent AI are already using AI to accelerate drug discovery. And then the anti-aging market is also expected to explode. Research into cellular rejuvenation, senolytics, those are drugs that clear out aging cells, and regenerative medicine are gaining momentum. Billionaire-backed companies like Altos Labs, funded by Jeff Bezos, and Calico, a Google-backed longevity research firm, are chasing the biggest prize in biotech, delaying aging itself. Number 2. Robotics and Automation. Now, if you think robots are just for factory floors, you are dead wrong, okay? The cost of human labor is skyrocketing, and companies are desperate for faster, cheaper, and more efficient solutions. The answer? Well, machines never sleep. Warehouse robots are replacing human workers at a massive scale. AI-driven customer service is eliminating millions of low-skill jobs. Fast food chains are shifting to fully automated kitchens. Even the surgical field is seeing robots that operate with higher precision than human hands. We're headed toward a future where automation runs everything. The companies designing, building, and integrating these robots will dominate industries across the board. The global market value of industrial robot installations has hit an all-time high of $16.5 billion. And companies like NVIDIA are at the forefront, developing AI-powered chips essential for the next generation of robots. Analysts project that millions of AI-driven robots will be operational by 2050, revolutionizing all industries from manufacturing to services. Number 3. Supply chain logistics. Now, a decade ago, nobody thought twice about supply chains. Then came global shutdowns, raw material shortages, and massive shipping delays. Suddenly, the world realized how fragile everything was. Artificial intelligence is set to be embedded across multiple supply chains by this year, 2025. In fact, 60% of executives believe AI assistants will handle most traditional and transactional processes. So here's what's coming. AI-powered logistics. Companies will predict demand before it happens, optimizing deliveries and inventory in real time. Decentralized manufacturing. So instead of relying on one country, businesses will diversify production across multiple locations. Hyper-efficient warehouses. So think of Amazon's fulfillment centers, but on steroids. Fully automated, lightning fast, and completely AI-driven. The companies solving supply chain nightmares aren't just going to be valuable, they are going to be essential. Investing in this space now is like buying oil stocks before the Industrial Revolution. Number 4. The shovels in the AI revolution. Now, during the California gold rush, the real money wasn't made by miners, it was made by people selling them shovels. That's exactly what's happening with AI, okay? Everyone's talking about AI companies, but the smartest investors are looking at the infrastructure powering the revolution. Without chips, cloud computing, and data storage, AI doesn't exist. The EU's €200 billion Invest AI initiative is proof of how crucial this sector is, fueling AI projects across robotics, biotech, mobility, and manufacturing. So the real winners of the AI boom? Semiconductor giants like NVIDIA and AMD creating the specialized chips AI models rely on. Cloud service providers like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud offering the storage and computing power that AI needs to scale. Data center developers, because AI requires enormous amounts of power and infrastructure to function. While others chase the hype, the biggest profits will go to those selling the shovels. Because AI might be the future, but the companies building AI will be the ones making unstoppable profits. Number 5. Cybersecurity. More data, more AI, more automation, all of this means more threats. Cybercrime is expected to cost the world $10.5 trillion per year by 2025. The attacks are getting bigger, faster, and more dangerous, and every company, government, and individual needs protection. This decade, cybersecurity will be as necessary as electricity. AI-powered cyber attacks can breach systems in milliseconds, meaning traditional security methods are obsolete. The only thing standing between companies and billion-dollar breaches are next-gen security firms. The biggest players in this space are AI-driven security platforms that predict and neutralize threats before they happen, decentralized encryption systems that make hacking nearly impossible, and companies specializing in corporate and governmental cyber defense. This is a never-ending war, and the companies building the shields will be basically printing money for years to come. Number 6. Copper mining. Now, not to be dramatic or anything, but copper is like the unsung hero of our modern world. It's in everything from wiring in your home to the guts of your smartphone. The demand for this reddish metal is about to skyrocket because the world is going green. Unlike plastic or some composite materials, copper can be recycled indefinitely without losing its properties. Over 80% of all copper ever mined is still being used today. Electric vehicles, renewable energy systems, and the expansion of data centers all rely heavily on copper. In fact, it's estimated that global copper demand will grow at a compound annual growth rate of 2.6% through 2035. But here's the kicker: supply is not keeping up. Copper production is expected to increase at only 2.2% over the next decade, leading to a potential shortfall. And this imbalance spells opportunity. Mining giants like BHP are betting big and aiming to produce 2 million tons of copper annually by mid-next decade. Industries are trying to be as sustainable as possible, and copper is the most attractive way of reducing that carbon footprint. Number 7. Renewable energy. Are solar panels, wind turbines, hydroelectric dams really the future of power, or are they just buzzwords? Because we've been hearing about them for a few years now, and we see them doing well in some areas, but they also seem to be struggling in others. Well, we've got to look at the numbers, because the numbers don't lie. The renewable energy investment market is set to grow from $309 billion in 2024 to a whopping $488 billion by 2029, going up by 9.1%. The public is a lot more aware and worried about climate change now than we were a few years ago, and this has put pressure on leaders to create policy incentives. The cost of renewable tech has also dropped, so it's more accessible to everyone. It's sustainable and it's smart investing. That's a win-win. Number 8. Elder care. By 2030, it's projected that 1 in 6 people worldwide will be over the age of 60. The global population is aging, which means there's going to be a huge demand for elder care services. That demographic shift will open up a bigger market for healthcare providers, assisted living facilities, and home care services. The healthcare cloud computing market is expected to surpass $210 billion by 2033, growing at around 13% every year. And this growth is happening because more people are getting older and we need better ways to take care of them. Companies that find new ways to improve elder care through technology, better services, or upgraded facilities will have a huge advantage in the next decade. Number 9. Cloud computing. So in today's digital age, data is the new gold and cloud computing is the vault. As businesses and individuals generate more data than ever, the need for storage and processing power has exploded. The cloud computing market in the energy sector alone is projected to grow from $1.5 billion in 2024 to $3.7 billion by 2034. And this trend is not isolated. The global market for green data centers is expected to reach $509.6 billion by 2030. Cloud computing has been around longer than most people think, okay? The first version started back in the 1960s when companies shared computer resources instead of buying their own. But back then it was too expensive and too slow for most businesses to use. The real shift happened in the 2000s when Amazon launched Amazon Web Services in 2006. Google and Microsoft followed soon after, creating what we now know as the Big Three cloud providers. By 2015, major companies like Netflix, Airbnb, and Uber ran entirely on the cloud. Businesses across every industry followed suit. Today, cloud computing is the foundation of modern technology. AI, automation, cybersecurity, and data storage all depend on it. Goldman Sachs predictions say the global cloud market is expected to reach $2 trillion by 2030. So this is only going to get bigger. Number 10. Data center infrastructure. Now, behind every cloud service is a physical data center, a fortress of servers, cooling systems, and networking equipment. As cloud computing grows, so does the need for advanced data centers. The global market for liquid cooling and data centers is expected to grow to $48.42 billion by 2034. Data centers are getting more powerful and packed with equipment, which means they need better cooling systems to keep everything running smoothly. Investing in companies that build, upgrade, and improve data centers could be a smart move here. Data centers keep everything on the internet running smoothly, and they're only going to get more and more important over the next decade. Number 11. The humanization of pets. You remember when pets were more like backyard dwellers? Well, now there's no question about it, okay? They're a part of the family, and this shift has led to a surge in premium pet products and services. In 2024, the global pet care market was valued at about $320 billion, with projections to reach almost $600 billion by 2033. People are willing to get their pets the best premium care for their food, wellness, and even tech gadgets like smart collars and pet cameras. Companies that tap into this are going to have a steady, stable market as pets become an even bigger part of the family, since so many people are choosing not to have children. They only want the highest quality products and services for their furry family members, and you can cash in on that. Number 12. Travel and tourism. Now, just when we thought that traveling was dead and gone forever, a thing of the past during the pandemic, the opposite happened, right? The moment restrictions were lifted, travel demand exploded. The global travel and tourism market is valued at $2 trillion in 2024, and it's expected to grow at 9.2% annual rate for the next decade. Travel spending is expected to surpass pre-pandemic levels by this year, 2025, with millions of people making up for lost time. And the way that people travel has changed too. We now want adventure tourism, luxury getaways, and cultural immersions. So many industries benefit from this. Airlines like Delta, Emirates, and Singapore Airlines are expanding their fleets. Luxury hotel brands like Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt are adding more high-end resorts. Experience-based companies like Airbnb and Booking.com are capitalizing on people wanting unique, personalized stays. Travel is back, and it's bigger than ever. Number 13. Industrial real estate. Think about the massive warehouses where your online orders are stored, or the data centers powering your favorite apps. These are all a part of industrial real estate, a sector that's been booming thanks to the rise of e-commerce and technology. In 2024, the global industry real estate market was valued at around $100 billion and is projected to grow to $140 billion by 2029. Companies like industrial property giant Goodman Group, they are raising $4 billion for new data centers. AI and cloud services need massive amounts of storage, and they'll pay whatever they have to. They have the money after all. Every online order, every cloud-stored file, every AI model being trained, all of it needs physical space too, and the companies controlling those spaces are cashing in. Number 14. E-bikes, e-motorcycles, anything e-related. Bikes used to be pretty simple, right? Just you, some pedals, and your legs doing all the work. But not anymore. E-bikes and electric motorcycles are taking over cities, highways, and even bike lanes. And if you're paying attention, you already know why. Gas is expensive and traffic is getting worse, and more cities are cracking down on pollution. People need a cheaper, faster way to get around. Enter the electric revolution. The global e-bike market was worth around $48 billion in 2024. By 2030, it's expected to reach $70 billion. And electric motorcycles are also getting a massive growth surge. The biggest names in the game are already cashing in. Harley-Davidson's Livewire is making electric motorcycles mainstream. Rad Power, Van Moof, and Trek are selling more e-bikes than ever. And governments are handing out cash incentives to put people toward electric. So in 10 years' time, the way you move around your city could look completely different. And number 15, quantum computing. Now, the truth is, all of these predictions will mean nothing if or when quantum computing comes along. Some say it'll be on par with agricultural, industrial, web, and AI revolution. Others say it'll be even bigger. So just to give you an idea of what quantum computing could mean for the world, think about this. Airlines, shipping companies, and stock markets deal with millions of moving parts every single day. Quantum computing can analyze every possible scenario at once and find the best solution in seconds. So this means faster shipping, fewer flight delays, and even better stock market predictions. Pfizer and Google are using quantum computing to design new antibiotics to fight drug-resistant bacteria. Right now, superbugs are evolving faster than we can develop the medicines. Quantum simulations could find new drug formulas that stop them before they become untreatable. Some even say that a quantum computer could solve the Bitcoin blockchain encryption in seconds, something that would take a normal computer thousands of years. So, what's the catch? Well, right now, quantum computers aren't ready for everyday use. They need extremely low temperatures to function, and building stable qubits is a massive challenge. But big players like IBM, Google, and startups like Rigetti Computing are investing billions to solve these problems. And hey, Lexer, that's a wrap from us today. It's been great having you with us. Don't forget to download our app and listen to today's daily session, The Signs and Signals of a Winning Stock. Here's that QR code again in case you missed it. We'll see you back here next time, my friend. Until then, take care.